Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I'm back with another video, and in this one I'm gonna answer a question that I've been getting a lot, and it's what tools I'm using for this drawing. So I'll go over the tools and the materials that I'm using for this. And to start off, I'll talk about the paper. This is an illustration board. It's plate, so it's got a smooth surface. And the company that makes it is Peterborough. I don't know. I think it's a Canadian company, but it's illustration board. And then I have this. This is what I use to rest my hand. And it's that material that you use for insulation. You know, those bags that they use to deliver pizza. The inside. So this is good because it absorbs heat. So whenever I put my hands on this, none of the heat from my hand, it doesn't go through through it, and it doesn't affect the paper. And for pencils, I'm using a 5H. I'm using a carbon pencil. This is from Wolf's carbon pencil, and it's what I'm primarily using for the darks. And the 5H, I use it because the carbon pencil is really matte, like it doesn't have any shine at all. So I blend the edges so it blends in nicely with the graphite. So I use a 5H to blend the edges. Then there's a kneaded eraser. It's a putty eraser. So this eraser, I use it for the highlights. So you see these tiny little hairs. I use the eraser to highlight those and bring them out. And this is another tool that I use for the eraser. For the highlights, this is a Tombow eraser, Mono Zero eraser, and that's what I use again for the highlights, for the hairs, for the skin highlights. It's a useful little eraser. So Tombow Mono Zero eraser. And then I have a 2H pencil. This is a wood case pencil. And this pencil is great for the same reason as before, because the carbon pencil is so matte. It has absolutely no shine. So sometimes it stands out too much compared to the graphite, which does have shine. So I like to add a little bit of this over the carbon in order for it to look more so they complement each other, so they look like they go together, the carbon and the pencil. And then I'm using this is a carbon stick. So it's carbon, it's just in the format of a stick. Again, from Wolf's. And I'm using this for the background. You see that there? So what I'm doing in this, and this is another tool. And this is what I think they're called the whiteboards. Those markers that those whiteboards that you then use a marker. Well, this is the eraser. The tip, the end, is made out of felt. So this is good for blending. So for the background, what I'm doing is I'm just rubbing the felt on the carbon, and then I'm darkening the background layer by layer. The reason I'm doing this is because if I add carbon directly on the paper, it presses against the paper and it leaves markings. If I do it this way, it's really smooth. It gives me a really smooth look, and then you don't see any markings from me pressing against the paper. So this is one good way to add an even, nice dark background. As you can see, it's really dark. and it's because I've been adding the carbon this way by layers. It takes a bit longer, but it's really good. It's a really good way to add some deep blacks. Again, this tool is also good for blending. It's amazing for blending, and they're really cheap. I find them at the dollar store. They come in pack. The ones I get, they come in packs of 3 for like $1. So it's really cheap. And a lot of people ask me about this. How come I'm using a Crayola marker? Well, it has no ink, absolutely no ink. I make sure that I take out all the ink, but the tip, it's similar to the felt. So what I use it is for fine blending. So for example, like between the wrinkles or along fine edges. So it's really good for blending. Again, these are some weird tools that I use, but I'm always looking for tools, different tools to use that can be helpful. And that's it. So that's what I'm primarily using right now. And at the moment I'm working on like I said last time, I'm working on this section right here, the upper lip. And for that, again, I'm using this. So I'm just adding a base layer just to bring out because this, I don't want it to be white, completely white. I want it to look solid. And this way, using this, it helps because I can add however, I can add the pencil or the carbon however way I want, layer by layer. So yeah, so that's what those are the tools that I'm using for this drawing. Again, I'm really happy with this drawing. It's looking really good. And at the moment, again, I'm taking a break from it because I have a couple of commissions that I just got and I'm working on. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any questions about the tools that I just mentioned, let me know in the comment section down below. And I hope you find this useful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.